Why did you do that?
Oh no!
I did not press that.
Man.
I hit the jump button as I died. What do you think that does, Kate?
I'm assuming it burns you. I don't know. Oh my god!
Begone, evil spirits. Begone. Clear yourself from this. There we go.
You've messed with the almighty Nick. Summon the burning rain of death.
Good Hocus Pocus 2, or Hocus Pocus reference there.
He holds fire in his hand.
Burning rain of death! Oh.
Except I don't have any sprinklers in here, so.
No, we don't. That would be cool, though.
No, it wouldn't, because it would sprinkle all over the electronics and shit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I just thought that, yeah, if that actually did happen, though, like for the moment, like in the moment, would be pretty cool. So yeah,
This one will be easy, because we already know how stuff works with Death Battle now. So SpongeBob wins. Cartoon bullshit. There you go.
Yeah, kind of.
Same as Popeye.
So, but the thing with SpongeBob's not Popeye. He doesn't have unbreak. Like, he's not. Well, I'm not gonna say he has no strength.
I have barely watched SpongeBob, but I have seen enough to know that he's virtually indestructible. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with him just absolutely decimating Aquaman, because I don't think Aquaman will be able to do anything to him. Like, you can tear him apart with a shark, and he'll just cartoon bullshit back together. Like, you know. It's like, these kind of matchups are pointless if you're just going to go with cartoon bullshit is unmeasurable and therefore trumps all. And therefore, it's kind of a pointless Death Battle matchup, in my opinion. But he's going to win. Like,
Yeah.
SpongeBob. Like, that's how they did it with Popeye, so that's how it's going to work.
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing with this is just, I'm here to have fun. I don't really care who wins this. I'm aware of both characters. I have watched media featuring both characters. Yes, including the Super Friends. I remember back when it used to come on TV as reruns. And SpongeBob, I remember watching the first episode of SpongeBob when it aired. Dear Lord, so long ago, man. 1999. I was, I think, 10 or 11 years old when it aired. That's just scary to me.
I didn't see the first episode when it aired. I caught it like on after it had already come out, and I watched a couple episodes, and I was just like, this show seems kind of not my thing.
I thought there was a bit of funny to it.
Like,
Although,
the one that I caught one day while I was watching TV was actually the Sailor Talk episode where they censored everything with dolphin sounds, and I thought that was pretty hilarious.
well, they also had a bunch of other censor sound effects.
Then I went and
later on.
watched the movie with Oxy whenever...
The first movie or the
It was
second
the
one?
one with Hasselhoff.
Oh, the first one.
So the first one, yeah. And it was pretty good. But
I
for the most part, like, I only know the memes from SpongeBob because they've been around so long, not because I watched the show.
Yeah, I watched the movie in theaters with my little sisters. They were huge SpongeBob fans back in the day. And I remember the Goofy Goober song. My little sisters could not stop singing that fucking song.
I actually don't think I've heard that.
You're a Goofy Goober. No, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it here.
It just sounds like something I would sing while walking around the house to, like, my cat.
By the way, this isn't just Coke. There's Jack Daniels in here, too. So if, you notice me getting a little sloshed as we go along.
Is that really?
No.
Oh, okay.
You ruined the illusion, Nick.
I was going to say, we don't have Jack Daniels right now. We have Evan Williams.
But Evan and Coke doesn't sound as cool.
I know, but it's basically the same thing.
Well, Evan and Coke, well, no, that, okay, Evan and Coke I could see as a good combination, although I more see Chad's tag team partner just with a gigantic plate full of cocaine just being like, hey, fellers, fuck yeah!
I'll be like, let me get some of that.
And you're like, nah, it's for my homies. Are you one of my homies?
Yes, I am, and I'm a huge fan. Yeah.
Have a bump.
Hell yeah.
God. So, SpongeBob versus Aquaman Death Battle, Nickelodeon versus the Super Friends. Let's get into it. Let's see what's crappening. Let's kick it.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Nickelodeon's #1 nautical nincompoop.
Aquaman, the thoracic third wheel of the Super Friends. Thalassic means ocean. I looked it up.
The infinite ink black depths of the seven seas are home to any number of terrifying, awe-inspiring creatures.
They're also home to these two losers. Though when it comes to cartoon characters, there's always more hidden beneath the waves. That's right, we're prioritizing the cartoons for maximum Toon Force shenanigans. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. The year was 1946. The former allies of World War II were engaged in a Cold War between capitalist West and communist East.
The United States changed history forever with the introduction of the atomic bomb, a weapon of unparalleled nuclear devastation.
One of their most popular test spots, the site of 23 separate detonations over the course of 12 years for a total fission yield of 42.2 megatons, was Bikini Atoll in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
The results were ecological devastation, and perhaps something more. Deep beneath the atoll, the fauna began to change. They evolved, becoming sentient, forming language, technology, and society. This Bikini Bottom organized into a monarchy under the god King Neptune. It developed a free market economy and a thriving artistic culture.
Even the
Is this really the fucking origins for Bikini Bottom?
I have no idea if they're making it up.
This
origin is just one theory, perhaps contradicted by the fact that Bikini Bottom history had its own Wild West, medieval, and Paleolithic cultures.
But if you look at sea life and how certain things grow and progress, I mean, keep in mind, that's a shorter lifespan for a lot of these things that are under the sea. I mean, Sandy's a squirrel, for God's sakes, and squirrels don't live. Paleolithic cultures that eventually evolved into the Bikini Bottom that we now know, that would actually, that would actually lend to some credence there. But anyway, back to this. That's awesome that if that is actually the theoretical origins of Bikini Bottom, that's awesome.
simplest underwater creatures became capable of complex thoughts, including the very first multicellular organism to be categorized as part of the animal kingdom, the sea sponge.
And one sponge in particular, the greatest among them, lives in a pineapple under the sea. Oh!
SpongeBob SquarePants.
No, I wanted to sing the song.
I don't know about greatest. SpongeBob may headline one of the most popular children's cartoons of all time, but he's a total dork. He's a painfully naive man-child whose only ambition in life is to continue his minimum wage job as a fry cook at the Krusty Krab.
Really sounding like a Squidward there, Wiz, and no one wants to be a Squidward. Sponge Robert might not have the flashiest life, but he's
Sponge
happy,
Robert.
and that's what matters, eh?
That's his actual first name.
Really?
Robert. Sponge Robert SquarePants. I'll never. Caveman SpongeBob. Cave SpongeBob. I remember when Jeff said that. Oh yeah, considering this is Rooster Teeth and the fact that Rooster Teeth's embroiled in a bit of controversy right now, which hate to say it, but the company had it coming.
Not in Death Battle, it doesn't. SpongeBob is routinely physically incapable of even the most basic tasks. Almost like anti-Toon Force. He's the biggest wimp in town, like the time he failed to lift a glass of lemonade, or the time a school bully gave him diarrhea, or the time he effortlessly rotated the entire planet. Huh.
Oh, we're in for some shit now, aren't we? Despite being
Yes.
a real sea creature, SpongeBob is more like a kitchen sponge. Absorbent and yellow and porous is he after all. He can stretch and shapeshift his body any way he likes, for immense amounts of liquid. Wouldn't he always be full, though?
From an entire lagoon to...
Being torn in half, vaporized, having his soul removed from his body, and literally being unraveled out of existence. Okay, I think we're good. We can just end the rundown here.
No,
See?
I need to see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Oh God! Don't, Wiz, save yourself. Do not pollute your mind.
Survivability is usually what they go with for who wins, even if they don't have the ability to kill the other one. Like,
Well-
and therefore, like, the fact that he survived being unraveled from existence, cartoon bullshit, as I keep calling it, it kind of just gives him the win.
Yeah, kind of.
Because how is Aquaman gonna kill him? Like,
I don't know. I don't think he
Aquaman,
can.
as far as I know, has nothing but physical attacks. But we'll have to see.
I think it depends on if he has the trident or not. The trident can really determine what he, what he's capable of.
We'll have to see exactly what the trident can do.
Well, if it's the king's trident, like the true one, Neptune's trident, then dear God, it's almost untelling what he's capable of.
His most mind-bending ability is his control over
Or Poseidon's.
bubbles. No, stay with me. This is unbelievable. Like a soapy Green Lantern ring, his bubbles can become anything he wishes, from guided cruise missiles to sentient life and entire bubble societies. That's a pretty similar effect to his magic pencil,
Oh, gosh.
which can draw anything he wants into
I love drawing. I forget what they call him. There's like drawing Sketch Bob, I think. But Sketch Bob, I would say, is probably one of my
I
favorite.
don't think that's what they called him.
Doodle Bob.
Doodle Bob, that's it.
Yeah, it was Doodle Bob.
Yeah.
So sorry, couldn't remember. But I just remember the part where Doodle Bob drops the wrench on Patrick's head, and Patrick's like, "Oof, nine." It's like, see what I mean, Patrick? Where's the leak, ma'am? It's one of my favorite bits ever.
to existence and erase it from reality just as easily. The pencil was so powerful, SpongeBob sent it back to the surface where it belonged. But in later seasons, he still just has it for some reason.
And finished. I call him Doodle Whiz. Whiz, he's just like you.
No.
I made him with a pencil.
I'm calling the police.
Oh, Jesus!
Even the mundane becomes godlike in SpongeBob's yellow hands, like his reef blower, which hoovered up the entirety of Earth's oceans in seconds and then exploded on top of SpongeBob all at once.
It's estimated the entire mass of Earth's oceans is about 1.5 quintillion tons.
Oh.
Considering all the water refilled the planet in about 1 second, that'd be a kinetic energy of over 6,000 Yoda tons.
That's enough energy to nuke Jupiter 13 times over.
Fuck me. Okay.
Damn.
Wow.
So SpongeBob technically has a device that can destroy the Earth hundreds of times
Destroy
over.
our solar system, dude, because Jupiter's the biggest. That's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Heck, even if you want to count Pluto, you Pluto lovers out there. It's not a planet, by the way. Then Mars.
If it can destroy Jupiter 13 times, then
It can destroy all the planets in,
every
in
planet,
the solar system.
yeah, maybe minus the sun.
Minus it, yeah, probably minus the sun, because Jupiter's not that big.
Yeah, the sun's way bigger than anything else here.
Yeah. It could destroy every planet in our solar system, but not the system itself.
And SpongeBob was completely unharmed.
His hydrodynamic spatula isn't just an impromptu bladed weapon, it's also his primary instrument to create the greatest food stuff Bikini Bottom has ever seen.
The
Krabby Patty.
A burger so delicious, it's basically magic. Not only is it totally addictive, SpongeBob was romantically attracted to one. It can nullify mind control, heal wounds, and even detonate.
SpongeBob has survived nukes point blank, hugged his best friend Patrick so hard their DNA fused, can ride on the scene transitions, and once cried so hard he flooded Bikini Bottom, even though it's already underwater. Shit, he once grabbed a hold of this mysterious string and unraveled the entire universe. He literally undid the fabric of reality in seconds. What the fuck?
What was that you were saying about Anti-Toon Force?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I've ever misjudged a character as severely as SpongeBob SquarePants.
Nice character arc there, Wiz. Unfortunately for Roberto, the rest of the town only saw the goofy goober on the outside. It took more than one adventure to prove himself to be a real hero.
Patty.
You think he ever banged that squirrel?
He's crushed
No.
Plankton's Plan Z, won the Battle of Bikini Bottom against an army of killer robots, and even teamed up with fellow Nickelodeon stars Timmy Turner, Jimmy Neutron, and Danny Phantom to save the Nicktoons multiverse.
His biggest weakness is that
One of
he's
those
a
four is
giant
not like the other.
Yeah, him. All the other ones are like human.
Yeah, people.
Yeah.
With powers, and he's like a fucking sponge.
I guarantee you, Danny
Sea
was just
sponge.
like, "What are you?" It's just like, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But people just call me a sponge, so I'm just a sponge. Ah!
Decidedly naive idiot.
And depending on the humidity of the atmosphere around him, being out of the water can dehydrate and permanently incapacitate him.
Oh, also seasonal rot. Those first 3 seasons are pure gold, but after that, oh boy.
Yeah.
There's this one episode called Squid Baby where Squidward gets brain damaged into a giant baby and shits himself on screen.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Trials and tribulations and Hasselhoffs aside, it wasn't until SpongeBob accepted himself for who he was that he was rewarded with the greatest boon of all. Middle management!
So if nautical nonsense be something you wish, then pray to your yellow porous god for mercy, because his whimsical laughter is the last thing you'll ever hear.
Whimsical laughter.
Yeah.
It's the most obnoxious laughter.
It's up there. It is most definitely up there. But I will say that it's cool to get the skinny on SpongeBob's history and everything. Although, I will say, yeah, after the first 3 to 4 seasons of SpongeBob, after Steven Hillenburg left, the show just was not funny anymore. It was just... Nickelodeon just kept it going because it sells merch. That's really it. I mean, it's lasted this long. It is the only show, not just from the 2000s, but also from the 90s, that is still going. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
I didn't realize it was still going. I thought they had ended it like last year or the year before or something.
hold on. Let's make doubly sure of that before we continue. Still going.
Oh, okay.
Also, the Patrick Star Show. You know, that's a thing. So you got Patrick and his.
Is SpongeBob not in there?
Yeah, he comes in every now and again. He makes appearances and guest roles.
Oh, okay.
But I would also say the thing with I'm sorry, I love William Fagerbakke, but the dude played a serious role in the movie Megan's Body, or Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body. I said Megan's Body because it was Megan Fox who played Jennifer. Sorry, but yeah, Jennifer's Body. They had him in a serious role, and his son got killed by Jennifer. And there was a deleted scene of him yelling, and like what he's going to do if he finds out who did this to his son. And it is easily the funniest part of the entire film because all you hear is Patrick Star, and it's some of the most profane shit. He's like, "I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna rip your balls off. You hear me? I'm gonna rip your balls off." Someone actually did Angry Patrick from one of the episodes and dub that over, and it's god.
Also, he has one hell of a last name, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I'll probably get canceled.
I would say Fagerbach.
I think you're probably close, but I just, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Excuse me.
Hold on. Fagerbach. Fagerbach? Fuck. Someone in the comment section will let us know. Anyway, back to this.
Aquaman, King of the Seven Seas.
We've covered Arthur Curry on the show before, and he's actually secretly awesome.
That's right, Boomstick. But the version we're dealing with today is from the bargain bin cartoons from the 60s and 70s.
Now, you might assume that means this Aquaman is a total loser, but really, have you watched all those cartoons?
Remember, this is from the era when Superman was sneezing solar systems apart, so get ready.
Art's origin is basically the same as the Silver Age comics. Tom Curry was a humble lighthouse keeper who decided one day to fuck a fish.
He did not do that. Procreated with Atlanta,
The gay fish.
an Atlantean from the underwater city.
Yeah,
Like Kanye.
I'm a gay fish. But okay, Arthur's dad basically, yeah, he slept with Atlanta, and she birthed him, And there you go. That's basically the origin. Also, it'd be difficult to like not.
Listed it that way at the
Okay, damn it, Boomstick, get that out of there.
It's the byproduct
Atlanteans
of
are not
human-fish intercourse.
Atlanteans are not fish. They're humanoid. They're humanoid. They're metahumans.
Of Poseidonus, and from their union, Arthur Curry was born with magnificent aquatic abilities.
And he's the king of Atlantis, too!
Oh, wait, no, it says here that was introduced in the comics later. Here he's just some guy with magnificent aquatic abilities and a giant mutant seahorse that neighs just like a land horse.
This Aquaman comes from a time when everybody who's anybody had their own secret cave with assorted gadgets. He's got an underwater jet ski, a net, octopus ink, a water pistol, and a portable heat ray to blast right through solid ice. Not exactly mind-blowing, but, you know, I'm sure we're ramping up.
We sure are. Aquaman's hybrid human Atlantean biology grants him superhuman strength and the ability to breathe underwater indefinitely and withstand the crushing depths of the ocean floor.
The pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is 16,000 pounds per square inch. That's like being stepped on by 100 elephants. Which is a lot, I guess.
Aquaman is also an incredible swimmer, able to travel from Florida to Maine in under an hour. That's almost twice the speed of sound. He can create water balls and whirlpools out of thin water, and fittingly, water-based attacks are completely ineffective against him. And of course, you can't forget his aquatic telepathy.
He can talk to fish, and he can even control people's minds and give them seizures, right?
Actually, that second part is also just from the comics. Cartoon Aquaman can talk to fish, which is awesome. His telepathy can reach several miles, summon hundreds of sea creatures at once.
This is
and
the
works with
Aquaman that he
anything
was
from
made a
microscopic
joke
organisms
for.
to alien life, as long as it's aquatic alien life, of course.
But he can still mind control them, right?
Kind of. He can free them from mind control and even influence
Like
their
the way they're
emotional
talking, you can tell like they're already just like, why are we doing this matchup? It's so obvious he's not going to be able to do shit versus SpongeBob.
Seaman. I'm sorry, but every time, like, this is the Aquaman they were making fun of when they did the South Park episode of like the super, what do they call him? I forget, but
I'm pretty sure he's the Aquaman that SpongeBob is making fun of, like with their fucking
Mermaid
Aquaman.
Man.
Yeah, Mermaid Man character.
Evil.
Yeah, like
It's so funny.
to some degree, but besides that, there have been times when sea creatures have just ignored his commands outright.
Wiz, I'm gonna be straight with you. You haven't said anything remotely mind-blowing yet. Does this Aquaman actually suck?
Hold your seahorses. Aquaman's exploits were so world-renowned, he banded together with Earth's mightiest heroes to form a team capable of defending the planet, nay, the universe, from any threat. The Super Friends.
The Super Friends! They're like the dime store knockoff version of the Justice League.
What? No. You've got heavy hitters like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
Keep going.
Green Lantern.
Flash, Green Lantern,
Uh-huh.
Apache Chief, Samurai, Black Vulcan, the Wonder Twins, and their pet monkey Gleek.
Wonder
Wiz,
Twins activate.
stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
No, wait, his best direct strength feat was when he, moved some trash. About 50 metric tons of it.
The jokes write themselves, huh? Fun fact, Aquaman once enrolled in an American college under the name
Is this a
Mr.
joke episode? Like, what is happening?
I don't know.
Waterman. So we're working with a pretty hefty IQ here, huh?
Okay, so he's lame, inarguably completely lame. I was convinced I'd find some crazy, insane Popeye punching out the animator feat somewhere, but
Nope.
no! He sucks! He actually sucks! His best feat is literally garbage!
I'll take over from here, Wiz. Aquaman is a bit of a joke, sure, but he's not completely useless. He's dodged laser beams, defeated a living Titanic by luring it into an iceberg, seriously, and beaten this water elemental Undine, who looks like a gorilla for some reason, by summoning seagulls to pelt her with clamshells. He once even outswam this Kryptonian pterodactyl monster, Rokan, who flew from the edge of the galaxy to Earth in about 15 seconds.
Wait, really? Okay, now we're talking. That'd be over 55 billion times the speed of
Okay, but
light.
that's flying.
And Aquaman swimming clearly outmatched that. It doesn't matter if it looks lame.
You get one, buddy.
And hey, he could probably kick your ass, person that's watching at home, so that's something.
Well, not if he's on dry land. If he's out of the water for even 1 hour, he dies. Never mind, person watching at home, just hide for a bit, grab some lunch, and then stomp on his corpse.
But is raw power really what makes someone a hero? Or is it the drive to help others, to be of service, to sacrifice? That's what a hero is to me, and I'd say Aquaman's got as much of that as there are drops of water in the ocean.
No.
He's about to die.
Yeah.
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 I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah. He's about to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I appreciate this episode. It's very funny.
Yes.
Like,
Comedy is here.
I just don't understand why they decided to do this, but I guess I'm glad they did.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're like trying to actually show, like, if somebody was like, dude, Aquaman's actually not lame, and it's like, no, but Super Friends Aquaman is incredibly lame, and they're like, no, man, Aquaman's cool, and they're like, all right, fine, I'm gonna prove to you, SpongeBob could kick Aquaman from the Super Friends ass.
Yes.
And they're like, all right, let's see it. Like, so they're like, all right, fine. Like, they made the fucking episode.
So SpongeBob. Okay, here we go. SpongeBob wins.
The combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibility. One possibility.
It's time for Aquaman's funeral!
Hey.
Mermaid Man? Wait a second, you're not Mermaid Man.
The name's Aquaman. Evildoer.
Evildoer? I'm a hero.
I saved this city.
What, was Tom Kenny not available? The dude said that he's literally down to voice SpongeBob in almost anything.
He may not have been available at the moment. Like, I don't know.
Huh?
He may not have been available at the moment. Who knows?
That sucks. This guy, I'm not feeling this voice actor.
There's only one real hero here, Fiend. And he's a super friend!
You see, sir, I'm a sea sponge, Phylum Porifera, and you can't just... How about a little karate, Waterman?
It's Aquaman! Of course! He's a sea creature! And as the king of the seas, he's mine to command!
No.
I wasn't just reaching out to you, Sponge. Let him have it, chums! Great Neptune!
That was awesome.
Oh god, that's very John Kay. That transition and the real mouth moving. John Kay would be so proud of you, the creator of Ren and Stimpy. Oh my god.
Get a load of this, Seaman!
Damn it, it's up! Need water powers fading. Is there nothing I can do? Amen. I see it now. A multiverse of Aquaman. And out of all of them, I'm the lamest fucking one!
Yes.
Yep.
I'm a ripoff. A joke. I'm no superhero.
People used to say the same kind of things about me. Goofball, wingnut, Knucklehead McSpazatron. But every day, I get back up and say 2 words. I'm ready.
May the best hero win.
So they literally let him pull the trident out of the multiverse
Yes.
just to give him some sort of like fighting chance for half a second.
Yeah. It's not going to matter here in a few seconds.
Yeah.
What?
The other side of the universe.
Oh, that's right! You can do that!
I'll prove it to you. I'll be a real superhero. Don't cry, Sponge. Let's be super.
Aw. Damn it all! God.
That's amazing. Ocean Man.
And I guarantee you from the other side, he's just like, God. What's the point?
Yeah.
KO! What is it with ridiculously OP nautical-themed cartoon characters on this show, Wiz?
This was an incredibly close fight. Gotcha!
No.
Obviously, Aquaman didn't have a snowball's chance in hell in defeating this little spongy bastich.
Where do we even start? With his bubbles and magic pencils, SpongeBob could basically do anything he wanted. There was no way Aquaman wouldn't get totally overwhelmed, especially with his much more limited arsenal. I can't think of a more lopsided matchup than someone whose main attack is throwing water against a sentient sea sponge.
Aquaman's only potential option was his telepathy, but as we've covered, it's far less powerful than his comic counterpart. There's no reason to believe SpongeBob wouldn't just ignore Arthur's commands.
Even if it was straight up mind control, SpongeBob's Krabby Patties straight up cancel mind control.
And really, nothing Aquaman had could overcome Bob's utterly broken regeneration.
The little yellow dude has survived being completely disintegrated into dust and even erased from reality. All Aquaman can do is punch kind of hard, and even that's basically useless against Bob's squishy body.
Maybe Aquaman could have found a way to dehydrate SpongeBob enough to keep him permanently incapacitated, like when he and Patrick were trapped in Shell City.
But that would require the fight to take place out of the water, which messes Aquaman up way harder than it does SpongeBob. And it also require the fight doesn't instantly end up with SpongeBob karate chopping Aquaman at 10 zillion times the speed of light, splattering his atoms against Saturn. Because, yeah, remember when SpongeBob unraveled the universe? Considering the...
No, I'm sorry, I need to do this one. This is fucking insane. Compared to SpongeBob's size, the string's width is about 192 micrometers. We can use that to find the volume of, say, 1 meter of string, and compare that to the volume of the entire observable universe. Considering it took SpongeBob about 5 seconds, he would have had to be pulling at 8.2 times 10 to the 78th power times faster than light!
That's as many times faster than light as there are atoms in the universe.
This is the fastest calculable speed feat in our show's history. And it belongs to SpongeBob SquarePants!
Do you think he could take on comic book Aquaman?
Yes.
Nobody listening to anything I've been saying.
Good point. Because let's not forget,
Of course I didn't forget.
that string feat also destroyed the entire universe. And stuff like that is actually consistent.
SpongeBob is literally aware of the fourth wall and has rewritten the plot of his own story as he's living it. Screw the pencil or the bubbles, he can just will whatever he wants into existence from his imagination.
Or
He's
out of existence.
A god. A yellow, spongy god of death.
And that's why he beats Goku.
At least Arthur finally got to be a real.
And Superman. SpongeBob beats everybody.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's like, you know what? Hey,
Well, like I said,
I got a challenge for you, Death Battle. SpongeBob versus Superman.
no,
do it.
no, I have a challenge for you. SpongeBob versus Popeye.
Yes, do that
Like
one.
cartoon bullshit, man. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
nothing
gonna-
but cartoon bullshit.
If you're gonna do cartoon bullshit, put it versus cartoon bullshit and see if you can quantify it in some way.
yeah.
Let's see, tell us who would win: SpongeBob versus Popeye. Two nautical themed cartoon bullshit users. Which one would win? Like, that's what I want to know. But this episode was awesome.
Yes.
Like this
was hilarious.
Obviously, like, it was completely pointless, but this is one of the funniest death battles I've ever seen. Like, this was amazing.
It's up there, dude. This is one of my favorites.
I know everybody was like, "What the fuck? The next one sounds so dumb." I was like, "It is dumb, and that's why I love it." Like, that was great. I think there's still some left.
Yeah, there is.
Real hero. And at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Yeah, sure, whatever, pal. He's dead. Too bad for the King of the Seas. That sure was one sweet victory.
The winner is SpongeBob SquarePants, our god. Thank you for watching. Stay
Sponge God.
Sponge God.
There you are. So that one was actually pretty funny, and not gonna lie, I liked it.
Sponge God Death. Or, yeah, SpongeBob Death God. SpongeBob Death God. SpongeBob Death God. You're gonna die. So people always get mad because we never look at what the next one is at the end of the credits.
Yeah,
Should we check?
let's.
tuned. We'll be jumping into the next match next week.
Oh,
Michael Myers
and
versus Jason?
Bourne?
Nice.
Oh shit, dude!
That's cool.
Yes, October 30th.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. Have it out for Halloween, dude.
That's very interesting.
That is awesome. I can't wait. I literally can't. I'm excited.
That'll be cool.
So, all right, everybody. That was Jason versus, or not Jason versus Michael Myers, but that's what's next.
That was
It's
SpongeBob
SpongeBob
Death
versus
God
Aquaman.
versus crappy cartoon Super Friends Aquaman.
Yeah, this was Sponge God versus.
They could have at least put him
Aqualane.
against, like, you know, DC Comics Aquaman. Like, still
That
had
would have
him.
been more fair.
I think they just wanted to illustrate, like, how lame that Aquaman was and why there's a joke. Like, and it was funny, and so it's like, it was a funny episode, and that just added to the comedy that they used the fucking lamest Aquaman they could come across.
Yeah.
It's also, I think it's just a thing where they were like, if they're gonna find something that could have any chance of doing anything versus SpongeBob, it has to be in the most Toon Force-y, as they call it. I call it cartoon bullshit. Episode or, you know, version, but there wasn't anything. Like, they didn't really go with Toon Force and the Super Friends. It was still semi-realistic for being an old cartoon.
I would say the biggest thing was, I would say, if they did SpongeBob versus Popeye.
I wouldn't say realistic. It's just there were set laws for that universe that weren't,
Yes.
that weren't destroyed by fourth wall breaking and cartoon force.
And Death Battle, they went by the Super Friends logic, and Super Friends, I'll admit, back when I was a kid, it was always either Superman or Green Lantern who was saving everything. Because this is Silver Age Superman and Silver Age Green Lantern. Like Hal Jordan Green Lantern, when he was basically a god. And same thing with Superman. Superman sneezing universes into existence. But anyway.
Out of existence.
Well, yeah, out of existence into existence. It doesn't really matter with Superman. Silver Age of comics is just stupid. And that's why I'm glad it got more. You know what ended the Silver Age of comics? The death of Gwen Stacy. When Spider-Man failed to save Gwen Stacy, and in a comic book panel where no one had really died per se for the last 20, 30 years in comics because of the United Comic Code Authority. All of a sudden, Spider-Man.
Somebody decided to write a serious Spider-Man arc.
Yeah, and it's considered by many to be the night that Gwen Stacy died is considered to be one of the most like important comics out there because it challenged the Comic Code Authority and it won. A lot of people were just like, well, Spider-Man's not going to follow the Comic Code Authority. There go all their sales. No. It broke the Comic Code Authority and basically said, F you, and now we're still in the Bronze Age. I don't know if we're ever going to go to there's never going to be another Gold Age of comics or Silver Age of comics.
It went from silver to bronze? Or?
Yes, silver to bronze.
Oh.
The Golden Age of comics is the birth. That's from...
Weird.
That's from like the 1930s up until about the 1950s, 1960s, and then from the 1960s all the way up until about 1977, 78. That was the Silver Age, and ever since the 80s, we've been in the Bronze Age. And there's never really been a watershed moment that's changed the comic book landscape to like a new age. There's people who would say, oh, the 2000s brought the
Seems to me
age.
like it would be reversed from that, because whenever the superheroes were first made and stuff, that were just still kind of goofy. And
Not
it
really.
wasn't until, like, you know, I guess the death of Gwen Stacy that it seems like they started to be serious.
No, dude. The Golden Age of comics, you need to go back and look at some of the comics that came out right before the Silver Age. Some of the Conan the Barbarian comics, some of the Dude, the Joker, the Golden Age Joker, was a psychopath. Like, he did a radio show, and he said, if Batman does not do what I say, I will kill someone on my radio show. And guess what? Batman did not do what he wanted, and Joker did. Joker brought someone on there. This is in the 1930s and 40s, dude. Like, he brought someone on there, and the guy begged for his life, and Joker shot and killed him. And it showed this in the panels. Then the Comic Code Authority, you know, it was the 1950s, you know, the white picket fence, ultra-conservative era of the 1950s is what gave birth to the Comic Code Authority. Because it was at that point parents really started to poke their nose into the comics that their kids were starting to buy.
And when they saw horrible things happening, they were like, oh, these need to be censored.
Yes, and thus we had the Silver Age, which dealt with goofiness and like ultra cartoonish antics from the characters. Like the Joker during the Silver Age, that's where he got like his Joker mobile, his his jokey persona. Back in the like Golden Age, dude, he was not... He didn't tell that many jokes. He was a very serious villain. And back in the day as well, Batman used to use guns. Like, literally, he shot and killed villains.
See, I don't know. I don't like that.
And that's you don't have to like it, but that's where it started. And that's why a lot of people can like call that the Golden Age, is because there were no restrictions. There were really no restrictions, and you know, it was the original artists and the original story writers who were doing these comics. I mean, Siegel and Schuster were still doing Superman. Bob Kane and, well, mostly Bill Finger. Fuck you, Bob Kane. Bill Finger was writing for Batman, and it was during that time where Batman was like having some of his most iconic villains be born, and some of the craziest stories that Batman's ever been in. And Bill Finger's imagination is what made Gotham City, the Batmobile, and everything. God, Bill Finger got fucked over so bad by Bob Kane. It still pisses me off to this day. Anyway, so this was Death Battle. SpongeBob versus Aquaman, Nickelodeon versus Super Friends, Death Battle. If y'all want to see more from Death Battle, feel free to click their name in the title of the video. And I guess until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
See you later, everyone. Peace.